month, something massive is happening in Africa, and chances are you haven't even heard about it. A revolution is brewing, and at the center of it all, one man from Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré. He's just 37 years old, the second youngest head of state in the world today. But what he stands for has the potential to shake the foundations of global power. His mission? African independence. Not the flag-waving, ceremonial kind, but true economic and political freedom from the West. To understand what's going on, you have to start with one harsh truth. Africa is the richest continent in the world when it comes to natural resources. We're talking gold, diamonds, oil, cobalt, lithium, and rare earth metals. The stuff that powers your smartphone, my camera, our electric cars. Yet many African nations remain among the poorest on the planet. So what's going on? One of the major reasons is that for over a century, foreign powers and multinational corporations have extracted Africa's wealth but left little behind. Here are just a few examples. Some mining contracts send up to 90% of profits overseas, while the local land is left devastated. Billion-dollar infrastructure deals to build roads, airports, railways often bring in foreign workers, not locals. France has even charged its former colonies colonial debt and still controls the currency of 14 African nations through the CFA franc. And that's not even touching on the new tech-driven gold rush, with companies racing to scoop up lithium and cobalt to power the world's green transition, while African nations get just a tiny cut of the profits. And this is where Ibrahim Traoré comes in. Burkina Faso, his country, is one of those former French colonies. When he came to power in 2022, he didn't waste time. He began calling out France for practicing what he called neo-colonialism, which is basically when a former colonizer keeps control through indirect means: propaganda, coups, debt, even assassinations. So what did he do? He started making major moves. French troops were kicked out of the country. He ended military agreements with them. He even banned British-style white wigs in courts, a symbolic but powerful statement against colonial traditions. But more importantly, Traoré began cutting ties with foreign contractors and started replacing them with local workers. He bought nearly 1,000 machines to build roads with local labor. He pushed for local food production and domestic energy control to reduce dependence on outside powers. And perhaps the boldest move of all, he began buying back major gold mines from foreign corporations, not seizing them with military force, but purchasing them outright. $80 million for 2 major mines. He called it reclaiming national wealth. But this isn't just about one country anymore. Burkina Faso has now teamed up with Mali and Niger to form what's called the Alliance of Sahel States. It's a regional power bloc that's basically saying, we've got each other's backs, and we're done with Western domination. Niger, for example, just canceled its military deal with the United States. Ivory Coast and Senegal are also pushing to remove foreign military bases from their soil. A former Nigerian senator called Traoré's movement the spirit of a continent yearning to be free, dignified, and prosperous. So could this be the beginning of something truly historic? Maybe, but here's where things get complicated. We've seen this movie before. Back in the 1980s, another revolutionary leader, Thomas Sankara, also led Burkina Faso with a nearly identical vision. He rejected foreign aid, nationalized infrastructure, and preached true African independence. What happened? He was assassinated just 4 years after taking power. And the foreign companies, they came right back. So is Traoré walking the same dangerous path? It seems he's aware of the risks. There are reports that he survived 19 assassination attempts in just 2 years. One of the most widespread but unverified claims is that his own security chief was offered $5 million to kill him. He refused. But again, none of this is officially confirmed, and this is where it gets messy. Because in geopolitics, it's incredibly hard to separate truth from propaganda, especially from the outside looking in. Just this month, General Michael Langley, head of the U.S. military in Africa, accused Traoré of using the country's gold reserves to benefit his military junta, rather than the people. Traoré's supporters weren't happy. Protests erupted. Crowds chanted, "Long live Captain Traoré." One protester, a musician named Oibi John, said, "Colin Powell lied, and Iraq was destroyed. Obama lied, and Gaddafi was killed. But this time, their lies won't affect us." At the same time, Burkina Faso is strengthening ties with Russia, which is making the West even more uncomfortable. Some critics now label him a dictator, pointing out that he rose to power in a coup, wasn't elected, and has postponed elections. He's also cracked down on dissent and banned most Western media. But his supporters argue that those same media outlets are just spreading colonial narratives to destabilize his leadership. And then, there's the internet. Online, Traoré's supporters are making some wild claims. That he's wiped out national debt, made healthcare and education totally free. There are even AI-generated videos of Rihanna and Beyoncé singing songs praising him. None of it is true, but it shows how deep this movement has gotten and how confusing things can get in the age of misinformation. So here's the big question. Is Ibrahim Traoré just another dictator grabbing power? Or is he the man finally standing up to centuries of exploitation and leading Africa into a new era of independence? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe for more global stories, and I'll catch you in the next one.